Okay, so we got a customer that wants to install a Tesla charger. So this requires a 50 amp circuit breaker. It's gonna go right into the back of the Tesla charger itself. We're gonna have to use a Federal Pacific breaker because this panel is a Federal Pacific panel. So first, let's begin by taking the panel cover off. Okay, so let me show you this right here. Let me show you this. It's not, doesn't look good right here, so this really need to be changed out. So let me show you this. Oh, that's the wrong one. Come look right here. See that? How it's corroding like that? It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to look like that. So pretty soon it's gonna either be a fire or it's gonna stop working. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the charger in, but you definitely need to get that fixed.
Okay. Let me take a picture. So.
Yeah, it's real bad. That's real bad. Yeah. Here, see if you can get it from the side right there. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's an extreme fire hazard. That'll easily burn up. Yeah, you lucky it hasn't done it right now. Yeah, so with these, the City of Garland, like over by my mom's house, she lives in a townhome community, and they told her, they told everybody in the community, because a lady had a fire because this was like this, and with the old panel. So they told everybody in the community it's maybe like 30 townhouses together. They told them everybody got to replace them because they all had this old. This is like 60, 70 years old. Yeah, so that's why the wires look like that. Yeah, so yeah, it's not safe at all. Yeah, so it's not safe.
The owner, because I just explained in the sound.
Okay. Yeah, you need to tell them because that whole house will be on fire. Okay, so let's keep going here. Get that out of the way. So. Just get some batteries here real quick. Some new batteries. These are, I know they're probably dead, so. So I have to use one of those old ones. Good enough. Oh. Okay, so. All right. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to come down. We want to come out right in one of these holes right here. So. Wow, that's really, man. So if I open that up right there, I don't want to have to break that. So what I'm looking at, I'm gonna have to open the wall up right here just a little bit, but I can put the sheetrock back, but it's broke right here. So let's see what we got. Let's try it. Or, yeah, because it's stood right there. I'll come down and come like that. Or should I open it up right here and just drill through the side? So, it's gonna be easier going. Because if I open that up right there, I'm gonna be able to get the connector in there. So yeah, it's gonna be better if I come down in the bottom. Yeah, so let me get my sheetrocks off. So if I come over, yeah. Get my pencil. Okay. I'm marking it so I can cut that line straight as possible, so when I put that sheetrock back up, it'll look straight and not like a shark bit it. Oh, it's a stud right there. Okay. That stud right there, yeah, stud right there. So maybe if I just take it off right here. This could be better right there. Let's take that piece right out of there. Okay, that's good. So, gonna put this in just to confirm that it fits. Can I turn this off? Okay, so I do it right here, that's fine. Still got power right there on that. So this coming from, it's 100 amp right there. I guess that main breaker is not a main breaker. So, because that bus is still hot right there. Even though I turned it off, still hot. Still showing 120. So, let's try that one right there. There we go, right there. Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. So let's keep going, keep going. So I got to drill a hole through here to get my cable to this breaker. I got to come from the cable, come down, come around, go through this hole, drill a hole through here to get my cable on that side. We're gonna mount the charger right there. Brand new right angle drill. Gotta get the paddle bit. So we want to start off with a small paddle bit and then increase the size as we go on. So we're gonna start off with maybe that one. Then we're gonna go up till about that one right there. Let's try the half first. So it was so now we want to open this charger up here. Okay, so we're gonna open the back of this charger up. Just the mounting base. It comes with these screws and it comes with its own hardware, its own tip. They have special screws, so we're gonna see where we're gonna put it. It's gonna be roughly about right there. So what I wanna do is I wanna take it and put it up there and kind of get a general area where it's gonna be. So just kind of trace out right here where the bottom is. So when I cut my hole, that's where my connector is gonna go, right there. Okay, so now we need to drill these out right here. So this 1/2 inch piece of flex can come right into the back of it like that. So see what we got here. Now we're ready to drill. I'm just using a unibit. So I need to go right here, so I'm gonna go from the inside out first. There we go, right there. So now what we want to do is take that back over here, put it up there. So we're gonna mark our hole, mark our hole right there. So that's where it's gonna be, about right there. Okay. That's good height? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now what we want to do, we want to get our flex in the wall, down, through the hole down in here, so to go right up in the bottom of that panel. But first things first, I need to cut my wire, get it in here, and then put everything in the wall. Because if I try and put this flex in the wall first, and then try and feed the wire into the flex, it's gonna be very hard. Because once you start bending that flex, it makes it much harder for that wire to go down in there. So it's easier to do it while it's out of the wall and then put everything in the wall. So now we need to get a measurement of how long the wire is going to be. I can kind of eyeball it, but we're going to try and get it exact. So we're going to come from here, we're going to go over, then we have to go all the way over, and then go up. So we need at least, that's 3 feet right there. So then we got to come up at least a foot, so that's 4 feet, and then we got to come out of this hole right here. So let's do 5 feet just to be safe. We're gonna do 5 feet. So we're gonna have 2 blacks, 1 white neutral, 1 ground. So now let's phase these wires. I'm phasing them red and white so I don't get the hot and the neutral mixed up. You don't want to mix those wires up when you turn that breaker on. It will not be good for you. So you always want to be sure you're identifying your wires before you terminate them or before you land them on the breaker. Especially when you're dealing with 2 phases. Maybe it's different when you got single phase 120, but when you have 240, it's easy to get those wires crossed if you don't have them labeled. So we're gonna label them so it'll be safe. So we got one hot, another hot, which you don't label because it's already black. Got black, red. So the two hots, 120, 120, 240. And then you have this white, this is just neutral. So you got one phase is 120, one phase is 120. So that gives you 240. If you add the two, 120, 120, that gives you 240 volts. So then we got our neutral that's already identified on both ends. So let's cut about 5 feet of ground wire. Now we'll push it inside of our flex. See if I got some black tape. Really don't want to use up my face tape for that. So we're gonna stagger that head a little bit, make that wire push easier in there instead of having a big gang of clobber wires going in there in that head of the flex. Now I might end up having to push these one by one in the flex, but we'll see. I'm gonna try it all together first. Maybe we could save a little bit of time with doing it like this first. So let's get one more measurement for this right here. So I may just leave all of this slack on there. Yeah, we'll just leave it on there just in case. It's not much left. So if I cut a little bit off, it's not gonna be that much. So okay, let's try and push these wires in this flex. So you see how easy that wire is going inside that flex? So if you look at the flex, and you see the direction it is going in this way? That's the way you want to push your wire in. Excuse me. That's the direction you want to push your flex in, going this way. If you're trying to push it in the opposite direction, it's going to be hard for it to go in. It's going to be snagging up on these ridges on the inside. So you want to push it in the same way that the flex is facing, and it just comes right out of the other end. So now let's put the connectors on there. You want to put these little red devils on so it doesn't cut those wires. So you put that in to protect the wires, just like that, to protect the wires. So now we're ready to put the connector on, and I'm not going to use those. I'm going to use the straights. So let's put these straights on there like that. I may have to open this wall up a little bit more right here so I can get my flex up through there. Yeah, because there's no way I can actually, there's no way I can actually get it in there and go up at the same time. So unless I take this little piece off right here, maybe I can access some of that. Okay, so that'll work like that. Let's take this back off first. So now we're going to put the connectors on there. Let's tighten it up here. For some reason those aren't going too good. So let's keep going. Just like that. Put the lock ring on top. Use my other one. I don't want to tie that one up. So that's how it's gonna go, just like that right there. Okay, so now we're ready to get the Tesla mounting plate mounted on the wall. I think I'm gonna cut some of this off right here because it's a little bit extra in the wall. Plus it'll give me a little bit more slack on my wires. If I wanna pull some more over into here, I can. So let's see if we can break this right here. With that, no, it's okay. We'll just put it in the wall. Yeah, we'll just put it in the wall. So you go ahead and get the connector on there. go. All right, so that's not coming off air now. I may have to open it up just a little bit. Let's see. Let's open this wall up just a little bit more. So they can get in there. It's gonna be flush right there. Okay. Let's get the plate. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, so now we're going to use toggle bolts to mount this. So probably end up having to put one right over here in this corner, and then put one right up here in the center. Just enough, just large enough for a toggle bolt. That's it. Just large enough for a 1/4 inch toggle bolt. So now we'll get the level, and we'll try and get it somewhat level if we can. Not really too much of places to put a level on here, but we'll try it anyway. Let's try that right there. I don't think that's too level right there, man. I think that's more close right there. And I got that one, so now let's make those holes for the toggle bolt to go through. Okay. That'll work. So now let's go ahead and get these wires landed right here. L1, L2, ground. So we're gonna go black, red, ground's gonna go right there. Okay, so on this diagram, it's showing 2 hots, red and black, and the ground. It's not showing 2 hots and neutral and the ground, which is what I have. So we're gonna take this neutral wire out and we're gonna use this number 12 ground right here. See if we can pull that out of there. There we go. All right, so now we're gonna take that black right there to L1, red to L2, and ground to right there. We're gonna put some of this anti-seize because we have aluminum terminal here with copper wire, so we don't want any seizing to happen later on. So let's put some anti-seize. When you got 2 dissimilar metals, you have to put anti-seize because over time oxidation will happen, and if you come back later and you want to undo the connections, well, now you got an issue because it's stuck in there. So it's not in there all the way. So actually what we'll do, we'll put a little bit right here. We call this pookie. Pookie. All right. Put that in there. I'm gonna tighten it up. Not too tight, you don't want to strip it. The other one went right down in there. Yep. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and hook it up over here. So now let's bring these around. They're too hot. It may be easier to put these wires in with the breaker out because I don't have a lot of room. So it may be better to take that breaker back out. Unless, let me shut that back off. Okay. So. Yeah, so we're gonna take that back out of there. Let me see here. All right, let's try that one more time. Okay, it went in there. So you pretty much got to take that screw all the way out. Don't like doing that because that screw, the little screw right there can drop down in the wall. And now you got an even bigger problem, so. Okay. A little bit on there. Let's open that up some more. Right in there. Okay, so let's turn that back on. So we got the ground hooked up, the hot, and the other hot. So let's turn that off in off position right now. So now we can begin mounting that. Okay, so in this pack that Tesla provides, they have 4 screws that hold the actual charger to this base. Okay. So now we're ready to turn it back on. And we should get a green light. There we go.